Hey folks, Mythic here. Thanks for joining me today. Just an update on the state of the demo for Enshrouded. If you've already been playing the early demo and played it after the 6th of October, well, then you have the full demo that was released. Surprise, the devs released it early. It is still limited to 8 hours per realm, and the area and story are still limited as well. You can only get the blacksmith as the first ancient, and you can clear out a couple of the elixir wells. If you've not already watched my previous videos about the journey, go on, check them out. I can wait.
3 hours later.
All right, glad you're back. But seriously, you can easily run through the story in an 8-hour window. But you can take all of your gear and hop over to another realm to get another 8 hours of trying to build or more combat. A couple days back, my better half and I fired up a realm just to do some building. I decided to build up a quick tower just so you can see the different build pieces. So behind me at the lowest level is the rough stone. Then up from that is flint. Up from that, tarred wood, then metal, and at the top is the ancient stone. And I put columns in there as well. Let's do a quick tour of what the interior looks like. Now, bear with me. I did not complete the interior because I did not feel a need to. But these are some of the other build pieces. And you can see how the texture and colors change as we go. Now, the only piece that I did not put up was mycelium because I just didn't have enough blocks to do it. I love how when you go to the metal and the wood and stone, it actually changes the sound of your footfalls. It's really, really cool. Now, one thing we did find out, the hard way, unfortunately, is this delineation wall of your flame. You cannot build right up to it and then add a sloped roof. The sloped roof will actually end up right about here, and it tells you it cannot be added. So whenever you're building, make sure you stay at least a meter or two behind that delineation line. Otherwise, you'll end up doing what I did, which is spend about a half hour ripping out a ton of blocks. Now, this behind my blacksmith is a mycelium wall. I think it looks pretty damn cool, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough to really make a huge amount out of it. And I believe you can also make a shroud wood wall. Shroud wood block? I just have to double check. Yes. So you can make a shroud wood block. Actually, I have enough to make that. Let's put one in and see what it looks like. All right, that is what a shroud wood wall looks like. That is pretty funky as well. I like that. I like the way it's got the divots. The detail's insane. Like how the wall merges into that stone, how it moves is just crazy. How it angles onto the floor depending on what type of floor you have. There's delineation between the different types of material for floors as well. And you're currently only set to a few different types of roofs, which is absolutely fine. But you have lots and lots of different shapes. You have the angles. You have the inside corner, outside corners. So you can make some pretty funky designs, and I can't wait to really test this out. One of the other really neat things you can do when you come into the building, if you go to just your 1 meter areas, you can actually carve out your own different styles of windows. That is so cool. Oh, I love it. That's awesome. So what the devs have said, according to their Discord, they've added option to change graphical settings directly in-game. Highly requested, and I'm glad it's in there. Wildlife is now slightly easier to hunt. Guess they got lazy. That's interesting because I never had a problem hunting the wildlife before. It might be the rabbits. The rabbits were very quick. You can now invite friends directly to your game through Steam, which is a great bonus. Performance and stability issues have been improved in several different areas and situations. So one of the things right now is it eats up a lot of your virtual RAM on your GPU. They are working to fix that and hopefully have a fix before release. But as of now, it pulls 6 gigabytes of virtual RAM. It is a RAM monster right now. They have improved visual quality and shadows, reducing fog visuals inside the house, which you can actually see inside my house right now, the fog rolling in. Light effect to leak through roof segments. I didn't really see that in any of mine, but improved info text display during preloaded screen, which is nice. Fixed an issue with ultra-wide monitors, which is greatly appreciated for people like me. And fixed broken visual effects in enshrouded areas, and fixed server crashes. Enemies now have better pathfinding to avoid cliffs. They weren't supposed to be lemmings. Yes, you could actually drive people off of cliffs and they would fall. Thunder brutes now have improved pathfinding for roaming. That should be an interesting fight. And improved sound effects for spiders, and they should now sound more spidery. I know I have a few people who are arachnophobic in my friend group, and I think that is not welcome news to them. I have no problem with it. They've also fixed some controls in UI. They've also fixed building and terraforming. The current target building segment should now always be shown correctly. Now you don't accidentally delete the wrong block and you only have yourself to blame. That happened to me so many times during construction of this building and this tower, and you can see my building's not that exciting. Several improvement and fixes to tooltips and hints to found within the building menu. I know there was a lot of people who were very confused about changing building block sizes. They didn't know that you could have more shapes with the tilde key. My better half included. She was trying to figure out why she had to build block by block, and I said, well, you don't. There's 2 meter and 4 meter. And once I showed her, she was so happy. Fixed several issues with unlocking and completing quests, and fixed several small issues with the game world, such as floating or buried objects. And I have seen some objects float as well. Just a reminder that it is only an 8-hour per realm, as they're calling it, but you can literally grab all of your gear and just head over to a new realm and play more. So if you want to play in one, if you want to build in another, have a third one with friends and stuff, you can do all that. You're not limited, but you are limited to the area you can be in and where you can actually play. So in this map, we found where the ancient vault of the alchemist was. You get to there, you run to a door that should unlock the alchemist, and it just tells you this is the end of the road. Thank you so much for playing. Check us out when we open the game up completely. And again, down in this area here, I found that we had the red zone where you couldn't go into. And again, I have no problem with that because it is just an 8-hour test to show you what the game's going to be like and hopefully get you involved in it. When you are building and you need to build up, these are your two options. Now you can build these up extremely high, and I mean extremely high. So when you want to build your scaffolding, this is your long and tall, and then you have your shorter ones. And yes, you can actually just dive off of here and go sailing. All right, I think this is where we're going to leave it for the quest for today. I do thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see more, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment, and even hit that bell for notifications on new videos. More Enshrouded will be on the way once they release it fully in early access, and I'd love to hear your comments, what your play has been like, what you've enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed, what the devs need to fix. Do remember it is early access, but there are definitely some stuff they need to work on. Kind of like this day-night cycle I've been talking about since the closed beta, so it'd be great to see that fixed. Other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. In the meantime, and in between time, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching.